Hello, Steve89. I hate Rob Zombie. I hate what he's done to the Munsters. I just suffered through the 3.5 minutes of the Herman and Lily cover of I Got You, Babe. I know it's supposed to be bad. Herman's supposed to be a bad singer, but it's so over the top and just amateurish bad in, like, it's just beyond awful, and that's basically the whole theme and tone of this new movie. And it's just embarrassing how they spent $40 million on this awful parody, and it just shows such disrespect for the original show. They think the show is a joke. They think it's just a silly, camp, cheap show, and they're just making fun of it, and they're just literally just making fun of it the whole time, just laughing at what they think it is. So apparently Rob Zombie has no respect for the film. He hates the series, and he just wants to, he obviously just laughed at it, and he enjoyed laughing at it, and he just wants to make a cruel joke out of it. And it's just a really sick, horrible thing. And this single is probably the worst example of it, because it's just a parody of a parody of a parody, and it's just awful in every way, and it's embarrassing why they'd put it out, why they'd make a film that has a scene like this and a song like this and a situation like this. Why they would do that in the first place, number one. Why they'd release it as a separate single. It's been released in vinyl, in yellow vinyl. Who's going to want this? Who would hate the Munsters enough to want this? I mean, technically it's a Munsters product. Some completionist will buy it, but it's just so sad, because they released the teaser trailer for Wednesday, and it does look like a good show. It's got a very nasty edge, and it'll be interesting, but it's not the Addams Family. It's not an Addams Family show. Yes, it's called Wednesday, not the Addams Family, but the franchise is the Addams Family. That's what fans want, but what they're getting is generic goth girl at special high school, basically. It's like Wednesday goes to Hogwarts, basically, and it's full of people compared it to like Wednesday meets the Umbrella Academy, all these comparisons, because they're just making a different show, and they're just using the Addams Family branding and IP, which is what they do now. They just shuffle around IPs, because none of the people who created any of the great franchises like Star Trek, Star Wars, Munsters, Addams Family, all these great classic shows and movies, none of the original people own the rights to them anymore. Either they've died or they've sold them. And now you have all these executives who have no idea what the shows are, who aren't artists, who just know the IP is valuable and they need to make content. And they can't imagine, they don't understand what made the shows work or the movies work, and they don't understand what they were. And they just look at other things and say, oh, make it like this show, that's popular. Make it like that's what people said, it was Stranger Things meets the Umbrella Academy. So it's like, oh, this show's popular, make it like that. This is what's popular now. So just do it like this. Just take this IP, this character, this movie, this family, this theme, whatever, and just make it into this other thing that we know will sell, because, you know, we can look at the numbers for another show. And that's how you get shows like Wednesday. But as much as I hate it for not being the Addams Family, as much as I know it's going to be a bait and switch where we see the Addams Family at the start, where they drop her off at the academy, and then the end, and we're not really going to see the Addams Family. It's all just going to be Wednesday running around like she's in Riverdale or Buffy or something, because she's hanging out with vampires and people that make her look incredibly ordinary. And the whole point of the Addams Family was that they were the unusual group. Their family was the only unusual people, and the rest of the world was normal. And now apparently they live in a paranormal world with vampires and werewolves and ghosts and everything, and it's just another show. It's another thing, and like I said, it's bait and switch. It's not understanding the show, not caring about what the fans want. This is just what Hollywood studios do now. They just make content out of IP that they have bought, that they see as a commodity they've bought and purchased and own, and have the right to do whatever they want with, regardless of any artistic or moral merits or just obligations or anything. And it just makes me sick. But that, compared to the Munsters, it looks amazing. It actually is a good show. You can tell it's a good show. It's well written, it's well directed, it's well acted. It takes itself seriously. It is, as wrong as it will be for the Addams Family, it's still respectable. The Munsters movie is a joke. It's a parody. they're just making fun of it. They are just urinating all over the Munsters and laughing about it and thinking they're artists because, I don't know, maybe they wrote something with the urine, I don't know. But that's basically what Rob Zombie is doing with the Munsters. He's basically just urinating on it and thinking he's created a piece of art. And it's just hideous. And I hate that they did this to the Munsters. I love the Munsters. They deserve so much better than this. They had a bunch of films made after the fact that were all good. They could have done a real show just like the Addams Family and would have been just as good. Instead, we get this. It's a shame. It's disrespectful. He should never work in this town again. I hate Rob Zombie. Hate him, hate him, hate him, hate him. I hate what he's done to the Munsters. And it's horrible to see the Munsters and the Addams Family go head-to-head again. And, you know, the Munsters not even being able to compete with the Addams Family on Wednesday. There's no competition. That is absolute trash. And Wednesday, it may be, you know, the wrong sort of show for the Addams Family and for the audience and what people are expecting. But it's still just leagues above the Munsters. It's just absolute deliberate trash. And that's all he can make. And somehow people think that's art somehow. Somehow he got away with it in horror. But yeah, it's a travesty and it's a sad, and I just needed some YouTube therapy. I needed to vent about it because I'm upset because of what he's done to the Munsters. And we thought he was going to do this. We thought he was going to be violent and make them evil. Instead, he made them an absolute joke. He basically went totally opposite at the end of it and said, we're going to not take these people seriously, not make them realistic. We're going to absolutely just I can't describe what he's done to them without swearing. But I'm going to stop. And I'm not going to stop being upset about this for a while, but I'm going to stop talking about it right now. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. We know who's won between, you know, this new Addams Family versus Munsters. It's the first time in like 60 years they've been up against each other on TV or on streaming, TV, whatever. And yeah, the Addams Family is winning. Even though it's not the Addams Family, they are winning easily over the Munsters because it's just a literal piece of feces. That's just what it is. It's just, I just can't. I need to stop. Bye.